Hello everybody. So I fixed a lot of bugs. I fixed the jump problem, which is pretty cool. I see that I have a animation that's not playing. There's supposed to be an animation when you land. You're supposed to like crouch, it's supposed to look like some hard landing. So the landing's kind of like stalled out. It kind of takes a second before you can start running again. But that's all animation stuff, pretty much. I messed with the jump a little bit and kind of got it to feel a little bit okay. I started realizing my animation blueprint that I use is pretty messed up. That's why he leans back so much. But the skeleton is perfectly fine. So that's good to know it's just one issue. I fixed the jump issue by working on something completely different, which is kind of how I've been solving a lot of issues. If you do have a problem in the game, don't get hung up on it. Just try to work around it, and I've always kind of fixed it by doing other things. Like, can't move my character, and I can't look when I'm opening a chest. Not like you move here using the keys and you use your mouse to look around. Can't do it here, can't do it here, and that is because in your movement, this is all my root motion movement stuff right here. Set up a branch that if I'm interacting with something, which is a chest or a merchant or something, if I am interacting, nothing happens. But if I'm not interacting, then I can move left, right, forward, back, all this normal stuff that would normally just go like this, right? And as I was setting this up, or I guess it would go like that. But as I was setting this up, I think my screen was like this, and I was looking over here, and there was another branch here, and I think it was is sprinting, and false. And I was looking, I was like, jump. And I was like, hey, this is the same thing that like turns that off. I was like, wait a second. Like I thought my jump thing was just right here, and I started looking. I was like, wait, this is also jump. And yeah, is falling. If you're falling, you don't want to be able to jump in midair while you're falling. But I was like sprinting. I was like, wait a second, that I can jump. I just can't jump while I'm moving. That was like the whole issue, right? Like I could jump up and down. Oh, and it's working now. So it must be off the true, maybe. Let's try that one. So there, can't jump. Can't even jump when I'm standing still now. So the sprint thing is always triggered on for some reason. And I don't really know why, but I was just like, man, screw that. I don't really care if I cannot jump while I'm sprinting. The sprinting's supposed to only be set if you're I don't really, yeah, if you're like sprinting, like if you're moving really fast. But I wasn't gonna mess with all that. I just deleted it, and voila, the sprint thing works, or the jumping while moving thing works now. Pretty cool, simple little thing that was preventing my root motion movement system from working, and I solved it by working on something completely different, which is what I've been working on a lot, is the chest. And I think since last video I've got quite a bit of other little things done. Pick up a lot of stuff here. I got some more armor items, which are just kind of jimmy rigged for right now. Got some potions and stuff. So I'm gonna make it to where I can double click on these and equip them, but for right now I just hit this, or I can drag them in there. Both of them work. What is that triggering? Dupe shield? No, I'm not duping a shield. That's weird. I set up a bunch of print strings to try and debug issues because I was having a lot of issues. You know, all this stuff works now. Can pull out the sword, but can't really do much other than that. I started setting up like an attack, but it's not really working too well. Can equip a two-hand weapon. This is like a iron spear, and it unequips both of those. And if I equip either one of these, it puts this back in my inventory. I was having a lot of problems with it duping items, where I would equip this and get like 2 swords and 2 shields back, or I would equip this and you know, not get my spear back. Dragging one item off, you know, drops it. Dragging 10 off brings this menu up. That cycles through the numbers, but doesn't go negative or above the current number that you have. You can also right click and it brings it up if there's a stack. If you have one item and right click, it just drops it. Getting all those little things to work while keeping all this other stuff working. You can see my gold disappears when I do that. That's something new I've been doing. Yeah, see the armor doesn't really fit too well. I need to make it bigger or something, and the helmet is sitting a little high, but that's okay. I got it working with skeletal meshes instead of static meshes. If I pull out my spear, it goes into the same hand, and there's a bigger attack range for this weapon instead of you know, like the sword, which has a smaller attack range. I can adjust all that stuff. Yeah, I was getting it to work with chest here. Pick up some garbage, and you know, if I drag one item, it puts one item in there. If I drag 10, it puts 10 in there. And it seems like, oh, duh, that's how it works with the other stuff. Yeah, no, not really. Drag an item off here, it drops. Drag 10 off here, it drops. Works good, and I can even equip with this open. And I believe the drop works from here too. It does. Very cool. Does the unequip work? It does. Very, very cool. I close it, open it, it's still in there. And that might seem like pretty easy to do, you know, but if you drag an item here, like here, it spawns it here and deletes it here. What happens if you do this? I have these things set up to try and debug issues because this was duping an item. It would spawn an item here. Same here, spawn an item. You can see you set up these triggers, and it's good to write down the blueprint that it's in, so because you'll eventually have like a lot of these. And this is an inventory drop slot. So inventory drop slot, and we were getting the dark blue one and I think the teal one. So that basically means right here, if an item is greater than 1 coming from the inventory, then it goes up here and creates the item amount menu. But if it's not greater than 1, which means it is 1, then it goes down here. It means false, goes down here, and then is equipment slot, is storage slot, and this is the inventory drop slot. So, you know, it's going to do different things depending on where we're going. And then off the false, it's always good to maybe do a print string. That way, if you have like an issue down the road that you're like, why doesn't this work? Why doesn't this work? Well, it's usually off of one of these falses, and it can also help you track down dupes and bugs really easily. And you know, right in there, right in where this is, because you're probably going to have, this is also some dropping stuff. This is from the item menu. Dropping has a stack, true. Does not have a stack, goes here. Is equipment slot, true, false. you know, and it looks like I was kind of messing with some stuff over here. Looks like this is, I don't know. I've been working on this quite a bit, and this is just the item menu. This is the item drop amount. So I believe this is the, yeah, the little counter thing, which, you know, this is the logic for making the numbers go up and down and not going to like 11 if you have 10 items and not going to like -1. But this is what happens if you actually click the button. And this is changes the text depending on what you're doing, if you're moving it or dropping it. But you know, to storage, true, goes up here, false. From storage, true, goes here, false. And always comment stuff once you get it all figured out. That way you can also easily figure out what is what if you need a debug. Also, you know, just put these print strings in here. You know, if everything's working right, these won't really fire ever, and you can always delete them easily. Like, I don't even think this does anything down here. This one never goes off. So you know, and then this is the chest inventory again, print strings off of certain things here. And this one is in the chest inventory, and then is a storage slot, you know, is greater than 1, creates the item menu. If it's just one item, it comes down here. If it's a storage slot, you don't want it to do anything and dupe the item. But if it's not a storage slot, you want to move the item. So, you know, and then this is another drop slot. This is all the code that it takes to, looks like I was working on something down here. It's all like haywire. I think I need to maybe print string this and debug that. And this is the actual logic to drop an item, spawns it, you know, away from you. So all of these things call this function to actually like drop an item. See, like drop item, and then it pulls this code, which is also pulling code to unequip, pulling code to spawn an item. There's code inside of all of these things here. So it's a lot more complicated than it might look, but it's a really good way to try and debug issues and get stuff to work. I'm pretty happy with this inventory system. I can now like make childs of this chest here. It's like a master chest, and you know, make more of them, or make it like a craftable that you can place on the ground or something. And drink my potion. I been working on this merchant right here. See, I have like 500 gold, and these things cost 100. Buy an iron sword, buy bread, buy water, leave. Got that working so far. I don't got it to where any of the other consumables work yet, but I'm gonna work on that. I just trying to figure out how I want to approach it, because I don't want like a health item that just adds health, and I don't want a stamina item that just adds stamina, a food item just adds hunger, thirst that just adds thirst. I want some things to do multiple things, you know, like if you eat like a fish or a chicken leg or something, then I want it to add maybe like a little bit of thirst and a certain amount of hunger, maybe like a certain potion that gives a little bit of health and a little bit of stamina. Maybe these mushrooms take away thirst and give you hunger. So you kind of got to approach that a little differently than just you know, one item doing one thing and this item doing another thing. I want them all to do multiple things, or have the ability to do multiple things. So I'm trying to brainstorm about how to set that up. But pretty happy with the progress I made this last week in my free time. Definitely feels like I got a lot done, and I know it looks like a lot easier than it really is, but a lot goes into this. I haven't got these category things working on the chest yet. I eventually want to replace, you know, these words with maybe like pictures and icons to make it look a lot better. I got these things in here just to you know, help me out, to help me remember what's what. But basically a lot of this is placeholder stuff. You can kind of mess with all this stuff fairly easy. Like my main inventory is right here, and you know, you can kind of just replace these things with like pictures, and replace this word with a picture, put pictures in the background here. And you know, if you wanted this to be like why isn't this okay there? If you wanted this to be like, you know, blue or something, you could do that pretty easily. I'm just kind of setting it up, trying to plan ahead, and to where I don't like cause myself more work down the road. But yeah, I got that root motion jump thing working. That was pretty stupid, really, having that thing in here that just completely stopped it from working. But yeah, that's gonna be it for this video. If you're interested in following along with this, please subscribe and like the video, and stay tuned. Thanks for watching.